I want you to imagine a time in your life that may be really great or may bring up some unpleasant memories. High school. I want you to think about 7:35 in the morning when you are sleepy and maybe just got finished with your cup of coffee or your water or your orange juice before you entered your first block class. Now, I'm a high school teacher, and I can tell you that these mornings are not the most pleasant with teenagers. Every morning we are asked to rise to state the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we listen to a good 3 minutes of morning announcements. And every announcement, one after the other, congratulates, like clockwork, the athletes in our school. We have the soccer team, the baseball team, the football team, the swimming team, the bowling team, individual students, teams, travel sports, states, competitions, districts. It gets exhausting. It gets exhausting for those theater students who sit there and feel unrecognized. Now, sure, the athletes deserve recognition for their achievements, but what about those art students? Where are they in that 3-minute block of morning announcements? I would argue that musical theater in particular, or any theater for that matter, is the equivalent of a team sport. It requires a team to execute. It requires enormous amounts of discipline. It requires lots of emotional fortitude, sometimes blood, occasionally sweat, and often tears. So for that reason, I created the Philadelphia Independence Awards for high school musical theater several years ago. I saw that my students who were super talented and performing incredible works in and around the Philadelphia area were not being recognized in the same capacity for the amount of time and effort that they are investing in their craft. So the Philadelphia Independence Awards has 4 components to its mission. The first component is we hire and recruit professional artists, graduate students in theater and music, and theater educators to attend shows around the Philadelphia region and evaluate them. They give a quantity, they quantify their scores, but more importantly, they offer enormous amounts of qualitative feedback that they then send to the directors and the students of these respective schools so that they can grow and refine their programs. We also offer a theater workshop day where we look to bridge the professional community with students that's held at Temple University completely free of charge. And we especially look to recruit members of the BIPOC and Asian American communities so that we can show students of all backgrounds that there is a future in the arts for people who look and sound and act and behave and grow up in the same world as you. We also have a yearly awards production, which is held at Temple Performing Arts Center, where we award over 24 categories of performances. Think of it as the Tony Awards for high school musical theater. Students dress up in the best outfits, they give acceptance speeches, and they get a little trophy that they can have in their room that maybe at some time they can feel like they compete with the basketball players and the swimmers in their schools. Most importantly, we have a component in which we provide fundraising and resources for under-resourced theater programs in Philadelphia and around Philadelphia. Now, our requirements for this are pretty flexible. Our rules are any school that has any kind of a need to enhance their theater program may apply for this grant. We call it the Give a Musical Grant. Maybe this means you need to hire a choreographer for your school's production. We recently bought a light board for a school in Philadelphia. But what really got us most excited recently, despite COVID and despite so many performances being shut down, is our enrollment into the National High School Musical Theater Awards, called the Jimmy Awards. The Jimmy Awards air on YouTube every year and have for the past several decades. And the Jimmy Awards are an opportunity for 2 students from the Philadelphia area to attend New York City. This year it is virtual, and receive the most elite coaching from Broadway casting directors, actors, singers, dancers. At the end of this week, these students get scholarships, they get exposure to massive audiences, and they have a new sense of confidence. So we are really excited here at the Philadelphia Independence Awards. And what is next for us is we hope to perform at the Kimmel Center or the Merriam Theater any day now, so these students can have an opportunity to see what it's like on a big stage.